minute. Yes, we are live on YouTube as well, right? So just wanted to have a confirmation that is my audio video clear? Is my audio video clear? If it is clear over YouTube and Zoom, please bata do. Zoom wali janta, it would be great if you could just let me know in a chat box. Is my audio video clear? If it is clear, you can just write clear in a chat box. If it is clear, अरे लिखो ना. बाद में पता पड़ा सेशन चालू हो गया, तुम लोग बोले आवाज ही नहीं आई, है ना? YouTube से कोई है तो बता दे, फटाफट 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 बता दे, आप हमारे दोस्त बन जाएंगे, फटाफट बता दें. अच्छा, कोई कह रहा है मैं Zoom पे कनेक्टेड हूँ बट मैं YouTube पे जाके बताऊंगा. क्या बात है, अमन गर्ग ने वो काम करके दिखाया. अमन गर्ग ने वो काम करके दिखाया, वो Zoom पे था और YouTube पे जाके दिखाया. क्या बात है अमन, अपने दोस्तों को भी लेके आओ, ऐसा ना करो, राइट? मोहित भाई कंटिन्यूसली हर एक सेशन में आ रहे, क्या बात है, फेमस हो रहे हैं मोहित भाई. अच्छा, एंड अदर्स दोज ज्वाइन फॉर अ Zoom सेशन, आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट देम टू प्लीज वीडियोस ऑन करके बैठे तो सेशन इंटरेक्टिव रहेगा, राइट? सो दैट हमारे यहाँ दो इक्विटी रिसर्च लोग बैठे हैं, यहाँ पे बड़े लोग बैठे हैं भाई, राइट? इन लोग की नजरें आप पे हैं, राइट? एंड डेफिनेटली विल गेट टू नो व्हाट टाइप ऑफ वर्क यू डू, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स आर गोना बी देयर, राइट? होता क्या है, right? And if you want to create your brand name, I think definitely you need to be more and more interactive in this session out, and the session is definitely going to be helping you in your career. Great, right? Now just wanted to know from you guys before we start the session, right? And this would also help our mentors, right? We have एक नहीं दो धुरंधर है आज हमारे पास, right? Akshay and Yash, both of them are mentors with CMOng, right? So just before we start the session out, wanted to know from you guys, what is the one thing which comes to your mind when I say equity research? क्या आता है आपके दिमाग में? What is the one thing which comes to your mind when I say equity research? Let's see. You can put your answers in the chat box. Just I also wanted to have a glimpse that what is one thing which comes to your mind when I say equity research? बता दो. अच्छा, stock market. Okay, stock markets. Okay, got it. Yes. स्टॉक मार्केट एनालिसिस पोर्टफोलियो, ओके, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. अच्छा, यूट्यूब से कोई बता दे तो मजा आ जाए यार, यूट्यूब से भी कोई बता दे तो मजा आ जाए. ग्रेट. स्टॉक मार्केट कह रहे हैं ज्यादातर लोग, कोई कह रहा है पैसा एनालिसिस, ओके, पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट, टॉप डाउन अप्रोच, बॉटम अप अप्रोच, रिसर्च अबाउट कंपनीज एंड लिस्टेड स्टॉक मार्केट्स, ओके, ठीक है, बेरिश मार्केट, ठीक है, रिसर्च अबाउट कंपनीज, इकोनॉमीज एनालिसिस, ठीक है, पैसा ही पैसा होगा, प्रिंस शर्मा जी कह रहे हैं, क्या बात है, राइट? बाय एंड सेल ऑन अ प्राइसिंग एनालिसिस, गॉट इट, ग्रेट, right? So definitely to understand these things in detail, we have two different mentors out who have joined for this session, right? Who are, both of them are working with ILFS बोल रहा हूँ, ILFL, right? Which is again into a equity research domain, right? And I think Akshay have just changed his company, right? And he's working into different firm now, but looks like both of them are very good friends into the old companies out, right? So before we start the session, we have two mentors joining in, Yash and Akshay, for the session out. I would request all of you, those who have connected here, to please एक बार वीडियो ऑन करके जोरदार तालियों के साथ उनके घर तक आवाज पहुंचा देते हैं. वीडियो ऑन करके जोरदार तालियों के साथ अनम्यूट करके, राइट? गिव देम अ राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज एंड विल वेलकम देम, राइट? जोरदार तालियों के साथ वेलकम करते हैं. मेरे को मेरी तालियों की आवाज आई, बट कोई बात नहीं, है ना? Right, great. Just a second. Really happy that Yash and Akshay have joined for this session. So first of all, I would like Yash to please give a short brief about his journey, right? कि Yash भाई आपका journey कैसा रहा? Just a short brief, right? How you landed up into this role for equity research, right? And since I think you're working with BSR before and now you have been able to get into this role, right? तो कैसे हुआ? Just a short brief about your journey.
Yeah, so I'm Yash Chandwani, and first of all, I would like to say a disclaimer. My views does not necessarily represent my organization's views, तो वो एक ख्याल में रखना बस. So I cleared chartered accountancy in July 2021 attempt. उसके बाद honestly, so I was looking for jobs, and while I was looking jobs, campus चल रहा था साथ ही साथ. So तो कैंपस में ऐसा रूल है कि इफ यू टेक वन जॉब, उसके बाद जो आपके इंटरव्यूज है वो आप नहीं दे पाओगे इफ यू टेक द ऑफर, राइट? So I was having many companies shortlisted, but what happened was I gave the interview to KPMG, and I was selected. So I was into confusion कि whether to select or not, and अगर मैं select करता हूँ तो then I will not be able to give the rest of interviews. But अगर नहीं करता हूँ तो वो risk था कि बाकी में ना मिले. So I was into that confusion, और वो confusion में I take the safe part. I took the safe way कि मैंने KPMG select कर लिया. But वो एक stat audit profile था, and I knew कि stat audit I will not be able to do it by all my life. So I was pretty much inclined towards the finance role, but वो ऐसा ही था कि first to be very honest, it was just my first offer. और मतलब अगर हमको आपको जॉब ही क्लियर आपका क्लियर है कि आपको जॉब ही करना है, तो एक ऑफर बहुत मैटर करता है. तो सो मैं वो हेजिटेंट में मैंने वो जल्दी से बाजी में ले लिया. बट इन विद इन 2 months आई डिसाइडेड कि नहीं, मुझे फाइनेंस में ही जाना. आई वांटेड टू टेक द फाइनेंस पार्ट. सो आई रिजाइंड विद इन 2 months. एंड मैं उस टाइम नोटिस पीरियड पर था. I was not having any of the job. I was searching for the job or while I was in notice period. So I gave many interviews to the top companies. And उसी दौरान मेरे पास बहुत offers आए, and I got what I wanted. So equity research उस टाइम पे आया मेरे पास IIFL Securities. So I took that.
got it.
So since
So great.
1 year
I
I'm
think
here.
in fact मतलब struggle तो किया है आपने. You took some decisions out which you don't wanted, and later on you shifted to the area where you wanted to get into.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Great. Okay. Now I'll request Akshay just a small brief about his journey, right? How he landed up into this space, right? And generally सुना जाता है कि यार इस space में जाना है, IB space, equity research space, तो बहुत fight होता है, right? तो how did you landed up into the space?
So that's true actually, because when I cleared CA in 2017, it was very difficult for us to get into field like equity research or investment banking, because CAs were not that famous amongst these kind of people and this kind of sectors. But yeah, I got a chance to appear in one of the companies which is into capital markets, L&T Finance, and from there I started my career. It was into the debt side, not totally into the equity, but somewhat it was similar to what we do in equity research. Yeah, I started my journey with an investment banking role, but just after completing 15 months or so, I got into equity research, and yeah, so that's how I landed up here.
Got it. Great. Now moving forwards to this session out in terms of equity research and how to get into this role, right? We'll cover from very basics, right? The people, those who are new for the session, don't worry, right? And parallelly, if you like this session out, you can make the notes, and definitely, if you have any doubts, the chat box is there for you guys, right? Where you can ask any of the doubts. Now, moving forward, the first question, which is, what is equity research? Hota kya hai yaar equity research? People get confused in this real world between equity research, IB, right, private equity, right? So I think I would like Akshay to answer this first, and definitely Yash can add on to this.
Yeah, sure. So I think many a times people talk about they want to get into the finance field, right? But so if we see the finance field, it is actually a very wide term. It can include lot many things like banking, maybe investment banking, equity research, etc., etc. And equity research is just a part of the finance field, which people always want to get into. Now, so let me address with the two terms, which is one is investment banking and other is equity research. So what investment banking is? So whenever any company need a huge amount from the market, so they want to set up some manufacturing unit or some new business unit, they'll go to the market, they'll ask for money to the large banks, large funds, pensions, insurance companies, etc. They would fund them, and they will use it for their business or setting up the unit. So this is the investment banking. Here, the funding could be through lot many sources. One could be IPO, as we already know, which is very famous. Other could be just a funding round from private equity players or large funds, etc. Now, coming to the equity research, so there are two famous terms in equity research. One is we call it as sell side equity research, and second is the buy side equity research. Now, what is sell side and buy side equity research? So, so there are two set of companies into the equity research. One are the institutional brokers, and second are the funds. Now, the institutional brokers are called the sell side equity researchers. What they do is they do analysis on various companies, listed stocks. They prepare a report. They prepare the research notes and submit their research to the PMS funds or maybe mutual funds or insurance companies. Now, whosoever buys those research is called the buy side firms, which is the PMS, mutual fund, etc.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So, in short, the role of a equity research guy, which you mean to say, is to do a research on a companies or a stocks which are there where people can invest their money, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Got it. Got it. Yes, you want to add on something? Just a second. You're on mute, Yash. Bhai. Huh.
Yeah. So Akshay has covered it brilliantly, but just to summarize for a layman, what is a क्योंकि बहुत लोगों को समझ नहीं आता what is buy side and what is sell. So just to summarize the difference, if you are into a mutual fund, if you are into PMS, if you want to invest your own money, and
Hmm.
if you have collected the money of investors and if you want to put the money, you are into buy side. You are actually buying this stock. You are actually doing the investment. And what are the sell side equity research is we sell our services basically. So sell side equity research sell their services to the buy side, not necessarily to buy side, but major to the buy side clients. So we
Okay.
sell our service. Let's say for an example, equity research reports. So we make reports and we sell our report to the buy side clients. We do customized buy for the buy side clients. So they invest their own money. The buy side equity research they invest their own money, and we sell side we sell our service basically.
गॉट इट गॉट इट और सेल साइड वाला ये एक मान लो ये रिपोर्ट बनाया वो रिपोर्ट ले जाके देगा बाय साइड वाले को ले भाई ये रिपोर्ट है मेरे हिसाब से शेयर का प्राइस इतना होना चाहिए ये शेयर खरीदना चाहिए
Right,
राइट
right,
एंड दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच द बाय
right.
साइड इज गोना बी बाइंग एंड गोना बी इन्वेस्टिंग द मनी देयर
Right. So they do their own analysis, but if they want to take the different views of all the people of the people analysts, so they take the different views, but they do all their own research.
गॉट इट ठीक है तो मतलब यश आई वुड लाइक यू टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट राइट कि ठीक है मैं एज अ सीए फ्रेशर मेरे को समझ में आया कि मैं करूंगा क्या बट अगेन आई वांटेड यू टू एक्सप्लेन टू द स्टूडेंट्स आउट सपोजिंगली आई एम अ सीए फ्रेशर right? Or I am a finance folks who's a qualified in any of the finance domain. Now I got into equity research domain. मेरे को equity research में hire कर लिया गया as an analyst, right? Or associate, whatever the designation which is there,
Right.
right? Now, what is the work which I am gonna be doing for the next 1 year? मैं एक साल में करूंगा क्या वो company में जाके?
Yeah, I mean, if I want to just to cover the basics first, so what I would like to say what my day looks like. So,
Hmm.
for a specially sales side equity research firm, we start our day at sharp 8 a.m. So that sharp 8 a.m. there is a morning meeting before the market hours, which starts at 9:15. So we have a there 8 a.m. morning meeting. So what a typical CA fresher associates day looks like. So let's say there are very financial models of different companies. So what we do is, if their result season, if the result has just come out, what we do is we put in the numbers into the models, the actual numbers we put into the models, and not necessarily what the company has given. So it is not mandatory that company has given. And for an example, for a company, the power and fuel expense would not be into COG expense. But
Hmm.
for our analysis, we do certain type of adjustments. I'm talking very basic level. So for the associate level, when we put into historical numbers into the model, we do certain type of adjustment. Then as you grow into the analyst level or a typical I mean, if you grow into senior level, you do different type of analysis. For an example, annual report analysis. So you take the annual reports of the different companies or annual reports. सब कोई पढ़ सकता है, right? It is available to everyone. But what differentiates the analyst is what we need to take out from the what we can differentiate from the annual reports. वो चीज को पकड़ना analyst को आता है. तो जो meaningful है, what can affect the company, what are the future plans of the company, what are the red flags which the company has. तो वो analyst का काम होता है वो पकड़ना. And apart from that, so रिसर्च सीजन होता है उसमें यू डू आई मीन द कंपनी गिव्स डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ प्रेस रिलीज तो एवरी प्रेस रिलीज को एनालाइज करना उसको ट्रैक करना एवरी इंफॉर्मेशन एवरी न्यूज अबाउट द कंपनी का फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम कवरिंग सो बेसिकली a sell side associate would be given one or two sectors. So if for an example, if I'm given retail sector, So I will cover almost about 15 to 20 companies in that sector, and I will do research analysis only on that 15 to 20 companies. और उसमें बहुत ज्यादा hectic हो जाता है. So you would not be given more than 1 to 2 sectors for a typical associate. So वो 15 कंपनीज के बारे में हर इंफॉर्मेशन ट्रैक करना, हर प्रेस रिलीज जो कंपनी शेयर करती है उसको एनालाइज करना, देन जो कंपनी के रिजल्ट्स आते हैं फॉर एन एग्जांपल, देन यू टेक द कॉन कॉल, यू अटेंड द कॉन कॉल्स जो कंपनीज अरेंज करती है, यू टेक द नोट्स, यू एनालाइज की कंपनी क्या करने वाला है, कंपनी से बात करना, इन्वेस्टर रिलेशन से बात करना कि व्हाट आर द कंपनीज प्लान्स. उसके बाद वी डू द चैनल चेक्स आल्सो. तो फॉर एन एग्जांपल अगर रिटेल सेक्टर की मैं बात करूं, व्हाट इज तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप कंपनी कुछ भी बोल रहा है लेकिन वो नेट नॉट ऐसे कि वो होने ही वाला है. So what we do is we do the channel checks. हम ground level पे जाते हैं. We analyze कि what is happening. Is there demand for the product of the company or not? Is the company what is telling is company is true or not? कभी कभार प्रोजेक्ट्स के बारे में हम ट्रैक करते हैं कि प्रोजेक्ट सही में हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. What is the progress going on the ground level for the company? So वो मतलब what differentiates between the analyst and the common people कि वो चीज को पकड़ना, सही चीज को पकड़ना, रेड फ्लैग को पकड़ना और इंफॉर्मेशन का बेसिकली क्रक्स लेके आना. So what is meaningful, क्या कंपनी को इफेक्ट करता है फ्यूचर अर्निंग्स को. Then we do, as you grow, you will be able to forecast the earnings. और ऐसा नहीं है कि अर्निंग्स कि आप 5 साल का एवरेज ले लो या 5 साल का अर्निंग्स देख लो लास्ट 5 साल का, उसके बेसिस पे आप कर लोगे, ऐसा नहीं होता. तो यू एनालाइज की कंपनी के क्या प्रोजेक्ट आ रहे हैं, क्या कुछ चेंज हो रहा है कंपनी के बेसिस पे, उसके बेसिस पे आप फोरकास्ट करते हो एनालिसिस, और रिजल्ट्स आते हैं उसके बाद आप एनालिसिस करते हो whether the results were according to your assumptions or not. So I'm sure Akshay would be able to add on to it. Have just covered the holistic basics.
Got it. Got it. Akshay bhai, yes, it would be great if you could add on. Yeah.
Yeah, so he pretty much covered everything, but let me just simplify the whole thing. So, so if you are an equity research associate, you would be given a responsibility of a particular sector.
Okay.
Now, anything comes up into that sector which affects the companies which are included in that sector, you need to analyze that and you need to bring an outcome of that, whether it is positive, whether it is negative. Now, we also need to ascertain what kind of magnitude of effect that it would be, like in terms of projections, then in terms of whatever earnings estimates we make for the companies. So this is the basic thing which equity research associates needs to do. Now, if we cover it in very detailed manner, then we need to prepare lot many things like a equity research report for every company, which is either buy, sell ratings, which we give for the companies. Second is we prepare the sector reports. So if I'm given the road sector or let's say any railway sector, then anything which comes up into the sector which will affect those companies, I need to prepare a report on that. Plus, I need to take checks from all these companies and vendors, etc., etc. So anything which can affect those companies, we need to take note of that.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Now coming to this, right? Ki I'll go into this domain and I'll start doing it. But many a time students also have heard about that ki at the initial stage of a career in equity research, right? काफी बार आपको कोई एक टेबल दे देंगे या शीट दे देंगे, उसमें you just need to feed a data, right? And you just need to fill a number and research कोई और करता है. And how true is this? And how is the growth trajectory in this domain? Just a brief, Akshay bhai.
Yeah, sure. So I don't think so. I have not come across anyone who would complain about that. So all of the equity research associates are given a lot of responsibilities relating to model handling, which is financial modeling, etc. Writing reports, helping analysts to write the reports, etc. So I've never heard any
Correct.
of such
That will
cases
not be a
happening.
problem. Got it.
Yeah. So all of the institutional equity research firms will give you a lot of responsibility to grow in your career.
Got it. ठीक है. I think one important thing which I want you guys to highlight on is what type of people should get into this domain, right? Based on your knowledge or understanding कि मुझे कहीं job नहीं मिल रही है, if I'm getting a job in equity research, should I take it? Or a person who love the numbers should only go into this. मतलब, since you have been into this domain for years now, right? You have a good exposure. So what as a quality if a person is having should go into this domain?
Yes, I think that is the persistent issue in equity research because lot many people just come into this domain just for sake they are not getting any job out there, right? So whenever also we take interviews or we hire any associate, we first of all look how keen is the candidate in joining equity research. So that is the first part every analyst analyze before hiring any associate. That is the first part, and sure, it is very day tiring job. I mean, you'll start your day at 8 a.m. During seasons, you'll end up by 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. or something. So it's very long day for equity research associate. So if you are actually interested in this kind of field, and if you see a very good career ahead, long lasting career for 10 years, then maybe the field is very interesting, and you'll also love working for more than 15-20 hours also.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yes, you want to add on anything?
No, no, absolutely. I totally agree to what Akshay said. So I see people very confused कि with research चलो finance है तो चले जाते हैं, numbers है तो चले जाते हैं, value उनको क्या they are not able to see कि होता क्या ground level work पे क्या होता है. So as you said कि people complain कि they are given clerical work to punch in the numbers. I totally agree to that. For every job you have to start from basics, right? कोई आपको नहीं starting में आपको पहले दिन बोलेगा चलो report लिख दो. So it doesn't happen like that. So from first day onwards you have to start on the basics, of course. So every job वैसा होता है. And as in I mean I am into this job for around 1 year, so I can totally say this. As you grow, you will be given much more responsibility than you can expect. So I have been, so you can do modeling. You can also analyze the whole company. You can also value the whole company. I mean, you can analyze for a Reliance 15 lakh crore company. You can analyze by your own. You can value the 15 lakh company by your own, and you can actually put in your views to your analyst. Of course, you will be having a upper level boss who is analyst, the lead analyst, but you can freely express your views, what your views are about the company. So I mean, people complaining. I've also not seen people complaining in equity research that they are not given responsibility. Actually, people are complaining that they are given much more responsibility than they can handle.
Got
So
it.
it
Got it.
happens like that. So people should look into the मतलब करते क्या उसकी clarity हो उसके बाद ये role में आना चाहिए. That's what I can advise the people.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So just whatever I've understood till now, I think just wanted to understand whatever I've understood correctly is that कि अगर मान लो कि I'm getting into this domain, मेरे को एक या sectors assign होते हैं, right? Sector specific assign होगा. I think that
Right.
is something which you want to say, right? After that sectors, I get the companies by the say for example कि आज आपको Reliance का research करना है या आपको XYZ company का research करना है, तो how do you come to know that which company you're going to be doing a research of? Right, just wanted to know out of curiosity.
So Akshay, are you taking this?
Yeah, sure. So whenever you join any equity research firm, the sectors are uh, automatically allocated to you, right?
Okay.
And they will have their existing set of companies into that sector.
Okay.
So for a fresher, you won't be given any choice that I want to cover this company or that company or this company. There will be a predetermined set of companies into that sector which you are responsible for. Now, अगर कोई सेक्टर में 20 कंपनीज है, 20 कंपनीज ही तुम्हें करना है for next 1 or 2 years.
अच्छा.
Once you are well equipped with all the fundamentals of equity research and you are ready to become an analyst or something like that, then you may take other companies and include the companies into your sector.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So you decided at the morning of a day. I think just Yash was mentioning कि 8 a.m. को we had a call and based on that we decided. तो ऐसा होता है क्या कि आपका डिसाइड होता है कि आज इस कंपनी का एनालिसिस करना है और यू स्टार्ट टू डू एनालिसिस ऑफ वन कंपनी एंड यू कंटिन्यू इट फॉर 5-6 days and you submit a report on a buy side, right? This is how it goes. Just wanted to understand.
I think Harsh can take this. Yash can take this.
Uh, Shivam, so what happens is कंपनी में कुछ अगर अपडेट आता है, कुछ चेंज आता है, तो उसके बेसिस पे हम रिसर्च रिपोर्ट लिखते हैं. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, अगर क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट आया है, सो कल कल कोई कंपनी का रिजल्ट आया और दैट द रिजल्ट्स आर नॉट, इवन दो दे आर नॉट, doesn't matter if they are on in a line or expectations are opposite to our expectations. बट अगर इफ दे आर वेरी अपोजिट टू देयर एक्सपेक्टेशंस, और अगर उनकी अर्निंग्स हम जो फोरकास्ट करते हैं इफ दे आर चेंज्ड, तो दैट इज अ मटेरियल थिंग फॉर इट, तो उसका अर्निंग्स अपग्रेड या अर्निंग्स डाउनग्रेड आता है. सो फॉर एन एग्जांपल, इफ आई एम डूइंग 3Q, फॉर अभी 3Q के रिजल्ट्स खत्म हुए, तो 3Q FY23 के अगर रिजल्ट्स आए हैं and that result is having impact on FY23 and thereon FY24 and FY25, उसके अर्निंग्स पे अगर चेंज आ रहा है, उसके बेसिस पे मेरी कंपनी की वैल्यूएशन चेंज होगी, राइट. सो
Got it.
टिपिकली आई फॉरगॉट टू मेंशन दिस कि वैल्यूएशन जो होता है हम बहुत सारे मेथड से करते हैं इक्विटी रिसर्च में. तो अगर DCF पे वैल्यूएशन करते हैं तो अर्निंग्स चेंज हो रहे हैं, तो DCF से वैल्यूएशन चेंज होगा कंपनी का. एंड इफ द वैल्यूएशन हैज चेंज, द टारगेट प्राइस, जो शेयर प्राइस हम वी आर व्हाट इज द टारगेट प्राइस दैट वुड हैव चेंज, तो उसके बेसिस पे हम रिपोर्ट निकालते हैं कि दिस इज द इम्पैक्ट, व्हाट वी थिंक दिस इज, एंड वी हैव अपग्रेडेड और डाउनग्रेडेड अर्निंग. सो आपने बहुत बार ऐसा न्यूज में देखा होगा कि XXX ब्रोकरेज हैज
Hmm.
अपग्रेडेड देयर टारगेट प्राइस, और
Hmm.
XXX ब्रोकरेज हैज डाउनग्रेडेड दैट, तो उससे बहुत बार इफेक्ट होता है. तो अगर कुछ होता नहीं और अगर एक रिपोर्ट भी आ जाता है अचानक कि, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कि हम कंपनी से बात कर रहे हैं एंड वी फील पॉजिटिव कि कंपनी में जो डेवलपमेंट्स हो रहे हैं दे आर वेरी पॉजिटिव फॉर द कंपनी गोइंग अहेड. तो अच्छा हम रिपोर्ट, लेकिन डजेंट मैटर कि रिजल्ट आया कि नहीं, बट इफ यू आर टॉकिंग टू द कंपनी, अगर कोई प्रोजेक्ट पे हम बात कर रहे हैं, अगर वो प्रोजेक्ट में प्रोग्रेस अकॉर्डिंग टू मतलब विच इज एक्सेडिंग आवर एक्सपेक्टेशंस, कि हम जो सोच रहे थे उससे अच्छा प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है प्रोजेक्ट पे, तो अगर हम उस पर रिपोर्ट लिखते हैं, उससे हमारा शेयर प्राइस अगर चेंज होता है, तो आप देखोगे कि बहुत बार कोई अगर ब्रोकरेज फर्म, टॉप ब्रोकरेज फर्म अगर रिपोर्ट निकालते हैं, उससे शेयर पे इम्पैक्ट आता है. सो इफ टॉप MNC और टॉप इंस्टीट्यूशनल ब्रोकर हैज चेंज देयर रेटिंग, अगर सेल से बाय किया है, तो दैट चेंजेस द शेयर प्राइस. तो टू कंक्लूड योर क्वेश्चन कि हम किस बेसिस पर रिपोर्ट्स लिखते हैं, सो इट कैन बी ऑन क्वार्टरली बेसिस, क्वार्टरली जो रिजल्ट्स आते हैं, और वी फील कि जो कंपनी में हो रहा है दैट इज नॉट और अकॉर्डिंग टू अवर एक्सपेक्टेशन, कुछ चेंज, कुछ मटेरियल डेवलपमेंट आता है, या फिर कोई, फॉर एग्जांपल, मर्जर एक्विजिशन होता है, कोई की मर्जर हो गया कंपनी का,
Hmm.
फॉर अ कंपनी, उसकी वजह से कंपनी पे, सो एनीथिंग दैट अफेक्ट्स द कंपनी वी रेट रिपोर्ट्स.
Got
So
it.
Shivam,
Got it.
you're true in true to some extent, because so what happens whenever your diary is not full? I mean, there are no results, there are no events lined up. So what you will do in equity in this field is you'll look for the company where जहाँ पे आपने बहुत पहले डिटेल्ड रिपोर्ट निकाला होगा, या फिर उसके कुछ अपडेटेड डिटेल्स होंगे which you need to share with your clients. तो
Mhm.
तुम उस कंपनी पे भी काम करना शुरू करोगे.
अच्छा अच्छा. And do I need to, or do I get a chance to also interact with the people for which I'm say for example I'm making a equity research report for Reliance. तो क्या मैं Reliance के बंदों से बात कर सकता हूँ जाके? Do I get this liberty to talk to? Just wanted to know.
No, it's very it depends on your analyst. I mean,
Okay.
under whom you are working. So yeah.
Got it. मतलब ये इंटरनल टीम कॉल होता है कि आप जा सकते हो कि नहीं? Got
Yes,
it.
yes,
Got
yes.
it. Got it. Got it. ठीक है. Now after listening to this conversation, lot of students have, I think the people must have got a clarity कि ठीक है, या मेरे को यहाँ जाना है या नहीं जाना है. मतलब एक क्लियरिटी आ गई कि इक्विटी रिसर्च क्या है, क्या काम करते हैं. Now the question comes is कि the most important is कि भाई ठीक है, अब जाना है, ये दिमाग में आ गया है. But what all things I need to prepare, or what all things are going to be tested during a time of interview if I wanted to get into equity research? So I would like you to highlight on the questions. I would also like you to highlight on the things which students should prepare to crack the interview for equity research. Actually, I think I would like you to cover first. Then I think yes, you can continue.
Yeah, sure. Uh, so I think every chartered accountant knows the annual report very well, the
Hmm.
balance sheet, P&L, cash flow, etc. So what interviewer actually looks into an associate role is how they analyze those annual reports, the balance sheet, P&L, cash flows, etc. What kind of understanding you have on ratios, what kind of understanding you have on how to analyze a company, how would you look to some company if you want to give any ratings to the company. So these are the few areas which interviewer actually looks into. And I think that's pretty much. I mean, they'll just try to evaluate what how deep understanding you have into the financial statements.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Yes, you would like to add on something?
Yeah, so for a basic CA fresher, Akshay has very well covered it. But if I talk about the skills, what should you should need? So what are there, what is needed in the equity research. So financial modeling is the first most skill that are going to use all your day. So if you can excel yourself in financial modeling aspect, or financial modeling आता है आपको. Second, try to analyze the company based on your assumption.
Hmm.
मतलब annual report उठाओ, research report उठाओ, and take your analysis, take your, क्योंकि when you are CA fresher, I'm talking about especially about CA fresher, when you are giving interviews, the analyst won't judge you कि आप गलत हो या सही हो. He will judge you that you are trying, you are applying your mind. क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमारी what happens in our job, हमारा काम है to analyze the company. Honestly, कोई भी analyst 100% correct नहीं होता. If you are giving a buy or sell, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. We, I mean, we doesn't expect कि वो 100% सही जाएगा.
Hmm.
No analyst is perfect in that. So when you are giving interviews, analysts would expect you to be right or wrong in your call. But what they would expect कि आप analyze कर पा रहे हो कंपनी को, आप ratios for financial ratios होते हैं बहुत सारे कंपनी के. So he will judge you how, what financial ratios are you using to judge the company. And so yeah, that are the what you can expect in the interview. So you have to, I mean, the financial aspect. Akshay has very well said in just you have to analyze the financial aspect of the company.
गॉट इट गॉट इट गॉट इट. मतलब आप नंबर्स को फील कर सकते हो, रेशियोज पे बता सकते हो, प्रोजेक्शंस पे, थोड़ा बहुत वैल्यूएशन पे, राइट, एंड फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग
Analytical skills, basically.
एनालिटिकल स्किल सेट्स.
Right. This is for CA pressure. Of course, when you grow in your career, when you are giving a, let's say when you are speaking and when you're giving to for a job as a lead analyst, then you have to pitch the stocks. कि आप कौन से stocks पसंद करते हो? Why are you bullish on the stock or why are you bearish on the stocks? But for the CA pressure, this, if you cover this well, you can easily crack the interview.
Got it, got it, got it. ठीक है. A lot of students are also asking me this question many a times, and I would also like you to just ask this, right? Ki what is the growth opportunities in this domain? In terms of definitely salary is one of the important parameter with a lot of students asking कि कितना starting salary मिल जाता है, right? That is one. And second, year on year growth, and the second is what are the exit options available if I start my journey from equity research?
So, uh, Akshay, if I may take this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please, go on.
So we mentioned about two parts of equity research in earlier. So they are sell side and buy side. So typically, most of the candidates, about 70 to 80% of the candidates, start their career with sell side research firms.
Okay.
And if I talk about the exit options, the first most think of what can think of is to go into buy side equity research. Of
Okay.
course, buy-side institutional firms also hire CA freshers, but mostly, majorly 70 to 80% go into sell-side equity research firms. So, if I talk about the growth trajectory or the exit options, the first, when you start your career from sell-side equity research, you can either go to buy-side. That is, you analyze the company and you put your own money into it. You can join the PMS, you can join the mutual fund. Second, what is the trend going on is you can also join the investor relations department of the corporate company. So the companies which you are tracking, for an example, the as I said कि आप company से regularly बात करते हो. It all depends on analyst, but as you grow into your career, you regularly interact with the companies. So companies सबका एक relation बन जाता है. So you can easily switch yourself to the companies into their investor relations department. And अगर मैं growth की बात करूं, for sell side, it all depends on different of the parameters. ऐसा कोई fix नहीं है कि मतलब ऐसा कोई fix नहीं है कि year on year growth आपका कितना होगा. It all depends upon the markets. It all depends upon your performance. It all depends कि market में क्या चल रहा है. It all depends on economy में क्या चल रहा है. आपके पास काम क्या, मतलब इट ऑल डिपेंड्स कि कंपनी कैसा परफॉर्म कर रही है, योर ओन परफॉर्मेंस, इकोनॉमिक परफॉर्मेंस, स्टॉक मार्केट परफॉर्मेंस, so it all depends. But what I can say is sell side typically pays you more than the buy side research firms.
Okay, got it, got it, got it. Okay, and it would be also great if you could give me a starting range. एक range दे दो कि मतलब 8 to 12 रहता है, or what is the range of salary which is mostly going to be offered to CA freshers? Just a range.
So what differentiates between the starting salary is the company employing them. So MNCs would start their salary about 14, 15, 16, 17 lakhs. For a top institutional brokerage firm will start their salaries from 11, 12, 13 lakhs. And for a domestic small counter or mid-sized broker will start their salary from around 7 to 8 lakhs. So it all depends the company which is employing.
Acha, got it. Okay. A lot of students are also worried about what types of equity research firms are hiring CA freshers. If you could give some names to the students out, because काफी लोगों को होता है कि यार मेरे को फॉर्म नहीं मिल रही, मेरे को जॉब नहीं मिल रही into this domain. So if you could just let us know at least 5-6 good names which you are aware of, right?
So Akshay, if you
Yeah.
can take this, you are aware of almost all of the company.
Yes, Akshay, please.
Sure. So actually, the field is very limited. We have almost 40, 50 institutional equity firms in India, right?
Mhm.
And so sometimes it becomes very difficult to enter directly into the top institutional firms. But you can always start by doing internship in those companies. Like for example, Motilal Oswal is a very good company. They offer internships, etc. IFL is also another big name which offers good salary, good career start for your company. Uh, then maybe ICICI Securities, HDFC Securities. So these are the firms. These are the sell-side equity research firms, which will give you a good head start to start your career.
Got it. Well, other than this, there are other firms also, but I think the students have just noted it down. These are the major firms which are there. Got it. Next, definitely, a lot of students are again asking me is that can you also brief us about what is the debt side of this? Since I think you have Akshay has already worked on debt side, right?
Hmm.
Just a small brief ki kya hota hai, because a lot of hirings are also seen on that side of domain for CA freshers.
Yeah, so that side, it could be either bonds or loans.
Okay.
Now, if you talk about loans, etc., it completely goes into the project finance thing.
ठीक है.
Whereas when you talk about the bond or debt syndication, etc., it is similar to the investment banking of the equities. So if any company want to start a project, they need some 1,000 crores. They'll go to the pension fund insurance. They'll issue their bonds to those companies and will raise the money. Now here also there could be either banks who would be hiring onto the bond origination, etc., or there could be some merchant bankers who would be hiring CAs into that field.
Got it. ठीक है. I think we have covered a lot of questions out now. I'll also open the forum for the students who have connected for this session out. Right. जिसको भी doubts है, right, I'll request them to please put your doubts in the chat box. Right. And definitely जो YouTube से connected हैं, आप भी live chat पे doubts डाल सकते हैं. Right. We'll be happy to cover all those doubts out. अच्छा, कोई पूछ रहा है आपकी कंपनी में वैकेंसी है क्या, बताओ. चलो, I think definitely you can connect and go to the company's page. I think you'll be able to get it. Checklist to prepare financial modeling ratios in this. ठीक है. I think we've covered this out. Any specific reason, any specific session for equity research like audit? Any specific? No, I think we've covered this. Received a call from Crystal. They also demanded an experience of CFA or otherwise. ठीक है. तो इस पे क्या कर सकते हैं? Okay. How to choose the sector initially? I think does the company give a choice to choose the sector?
No, it depends on vacancies.
Acha. Got it. Is CFA necessary to get into equity research, or how does it go?
No, I don't think so. Because so if you're already preparing for CFA, it just show your interest, how keen you are to get into equity research.
Got it.
And academically also it helps a lot for the career growth.
ठीक है.
So just to add to it, CF is definitely not mandatory, but always an added advantage.
Got it. I am searching a job on equity research. Most of them requires a equity experience in equity research. Okay, I think people are saying that they are finding a experienced vacancies, not on the
I think
fresher.
internship is good option for that. They offer 2-3 months of internship, and I think half of the firms also retain them if they do well in internship.
So
Okay.
as Akshay said, कि बहुत कम vacancies आती है. It is very niche markets. So what top companies do? They provide internships. So if you take the internship, of course, there will be opportunity cost of your salary. But if you take the internship for 2 to 3 months, then you can easily convert into the permanent employee.
गॉट इट, गॉट इट। किसी ने बहुत ही दिल धड़कता हुआ सवाल पूछा है कि वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस कैसा होता है इक्विटी रिसर्च वालों का।
So Akshay ने timing भी बताया था कि what it can range from. So every day, I mean, doesn't matter if it is hectic season or not. We start our day at 8 a.m. So nobody starts the day at 8 a.m. I leave my home around 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. I reach office at 8 a.m. And then it all depends कि काम कितना है आपके पास. Never before 7. अगर 7 से पहले जाते हो 7 बजे से, तो it feels like you're taking half day. So
अच्छा,
8 to 8 is very normal in equity research. Very, very normal. I mean, पूरे इंडस्ट्री में पता है कि 8 to 8 is very normal. It is a norm. उसके बाद it all depends how hectic your season is, whether there are results or not, whether you are writing reports or not. So it all depends upon how the work you look like, but
Mm.
never before 7.
But I think it is a very good trade-off, because if we see the growth trajectory, I think it is best among all the options which CA can choose. The bonuses are very high. It may go up to even 100% of the fixed pay, right? So this is definitely a good trade-off, I would say, if you are uh, uh, choosing
गॉट
this career for a lifelong.
Right.
गॉट इट,
So Shivam, you asked me about the growth profile. So I mentioned the starting salaries, but the growth is immense. Within 5 to 7 years, you can even reach to 60, 70 lakhs of fixed pay.
got it, got it, got it। Someone is also asking about कि if we are doing a part of equity research team, are we restricted to do trading in shares of any of the companies, or just a small brief?
Yeah, that's true, because you might have some non-published information while talking to companies, etc. So that's it.
नहीं तो
Yeah.
only for the company for which we are doing a research, right? उसका हम लोग नहीं
Yeah,
कर सकते।
yes.
Got it, got it, got
Trading
it।
you can never do. Trading in any company you cannot do. Intraday you cannot do. But you can invest the shares which you are not
Hmm.
researching on.
After
Got it,
taking permissions from the
You
compliance.
have to take the permission.
got it, got it, got it। ठीक है। पार्ट टाइम इंटर्नशिप क्या होती है भाई? इंटर्नशिप ही तो पार्ट टाइम है। ठीक है, उसमें भी यू आर एडिंग अ पार्ट टाइम। समवन इज आस्किंग पार्ट टाइम इंटर्नशिप कोई मिलेगी क्या? ठीक है, सो सॉरी बट आई थिंक इंटर्नशिप तो
No,
फुल
no.
टाइम करना चाहिए, राइट? दैट वुड बी प्रेफर्ड। I think we covered almost every question out. Anything you would like to add on, Akshay or Yash, for the students out, which you feel like is important, or any pro tip for the students, those who want to get into this domain?
Uh, so I think this domain offers you a lot much independence if you successfully thrive through your career. So if you finish your 8 to 10 years into this field, you become independent. You can analyze companies by your own. You can start your own fund. You can start your own PMS. You can manage your own fund. You can generate superior returns, etc. So that ways, I think it can make you independent after a certain period of time.
Got it, got it, got it। Yash,
And many
any
students, yeah. So many students often ask me how to apply to the companies. So यहाँ पे बहुत questions है, and many students ask me this. So I can explain to the ways which with you can apply. So you can apply on the different platforms with the company. At least there are vacancies on the different platform. First is IM jobs. Many people are not aware of it. Uh, Second, IM jobs में बहुत jobs आती है equity research की. Second is Naukri, of course. Most of the people would know. And I am audible, right?
yeah, yeah, you're audible, audible।
Yeah. So, and the third, what I would like to highlight is LinkedIn has become a very good option to apply to jobs. So, you should connect to the people who are already into their jobs. And what you can also do is you should prepare a financial model. And while you are applying for the job, attach the financial model that you have prepared on, or attach the research report that you have prepared on, and attach it with your resume. So, it will provide you an edge over the others. Also, what you can do is when the companies hire you, they look how eager are you to analyze the company, how eager are you for the stock market as a whole, for the research as a whole. So if you are really eager to get into this job, start writing. So writing is the foremost thing that you can do with this. Writing is the most important thing when we talk about this, especially sell side. Writing is, I mean, the first of the basics that you can learn in the equity research. So start writing whatever you do. I mean, कोई भी information अगर आप आती है, if you come across any of the news about the company, अगर result आता है या merger आता है या कोई भी acquisition आता है, तो स्टार्ट राइटिंग कि आप क्या समझते हो उसके बारे में, स्टार्ट राइटिंग ऑन लिंक्डइन. So when any of the and start connecting to the people who are already there in the equity research. So when the people see you and when they see your post कि आप eager है, आप analyze खुद कर पा रहे हैं, they will definitely connect you.
got it. So I think that is something which will really help you out. And in fact, हम जब financial modeling का भी मैं जब क्लास लेता हूँ, right there I teach share price analysis and equity research के लिए एक research report भी हम बनाते हैं, right? And जब मॉडल बनाते हैं तो जब वहाँ पे वैल्यूएशन निकलता है शेयर का, उससे we can definitely do lot of things out. तो वो सब चीजें आई थिंक लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर डूइंग इट. अगर आपको करना है, यू कैन डेफिनेटली चेक द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन. बट इसके साथ साथ आई वुड रिकमेंड यू, योर स्किल सेट्स एंड नॉलेज विल हेल्प यू आउट टू गेट इनटू दिस डोमेन. दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच अगेन आई हैव अंडरस्टूड. एंड वन मोर इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग, राइट, देखो पैसा सब जगह है. यू कैन अर्न मनी इन ऑल द डोमेन्स. यू नीड टू डिसाइड वेयर यू वांट टू गेट इनटू एंड व्हाट यू लाइक द मोस्ट, राइट? जैसे आई थिंक यश का स्टोरी ऐसा था कि he started his journey with Big Four, then he shifted to equity research domain, and currently he is loving what he is doing, right? So in a similar way, आपको भी find out करना पड़ेगा where you want to get into. Definitely at initial start of a career, there might be some situation where you cannot or you might not get few things out because of something going in economy or other things out. But definitely over a period of time, you can definitely have a chance to switch to that companies if you get a good opportunities. But वो switch तभी possible होगा if you have a good knowledge and if you can prove to an interviewer कि हाँ भाई देखो मेरे को interest है. And अगर आपको 4 रेशियो पूछेगा, बताओ इन्वेंट्री टर्नओवर रेशियो क्या होता है, फिक्स एसेट टर्नओवर रेशियो क्या होता है, आपको पता ही नहीं, आपको शेयर को एनालिसिस करते ही नहीं आता है, तो वो देख के राम राम और टाटा बाय बाय कर देगा आपको, राइट? तो इफ यू हैव दोस पैशन आउट, देन ओनली यू शुड गो, राइट? एंड ट्रस्ट मी, ग्रोथ इज एवरीवेयर and this is something which is new, right? And this is something which is growing. I think a few days back again, research again have proved that only 3% of the Indian people invest in the stock markets, right? Which is very less. US में 55% is there, right? The time this number goes to 50% also, or even if it goes to 20% also, you can imagine the money which is going to be coming into the market, right? So this is a level of growth which is going to be there, राइट? अभी क्या होता है कि आजकल है ना, इंजीनियर लोग बहुत एक्साइटेड हो गए. उनको बोलो पी रेशियो, हाँ 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 मेरे को समझता है. जबकि हम बोले पी रेशियो तेरे को समझता है क्या, हम भले ही सीए कर लेते बट 2 बार सोचते हैं कि हाँ मैं सही सोच रहा हूँ कि नहीं, राइट? तो पीपल आर रेडी टू लर्न द थिंग्स आउट, राइट? ये तो हमारा डोमेन है भाई, ये तो हमारा सेक्टर है, राइट? तो वी आर मेड फॉर दिस, वी आर बोर्न फॉर दिस. तो आई थिंक द पीपल दोज हु लव द नंबर्स आउट डेफिनेटली शुड गो इनटू दिस डोमेन. एंड डेफिनेटली मेरे यूट्यूब के प्लेलिस्ट में भी काफी सारे आपको फाइनेंशियल मॉडल के सेशंस मिलेंगे. यू कैन जस्ट चेक इट आउट. दैट विल आल्सो हेल्प यू आउट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कैसे किसी कंपनी को रीड किया जाता है, राइट? एंड मैं एक और सीरीज लाऊंगा इनटू हाउ टू रीड फाइनेंशियल्स व्हिच इज देयर. So that's all about the today's session, and I think the people must have enjoyed it and have learned something new, right? And really thankful to the mentors, those who have joined in, Yash and Akshay, right? Definitely we'll be in touch, and I'll be troubling you out in upcoming days for more sessions and definitely for the guidance of the students. Really thank you for joining in for the session out, and if you want to definitely, if you have any of the doubts, right? अगर किसी को कोई doubts रह गया होगा, or if you still have any queries out, you can put your doubts in the comment section after this video is over, right? So that we can help you out for the doubts which are there. Again, thanks once again, Yash and Akshay, for joining for this session, and I wish all the very best to all the people out there, those who have connected for this session, and I hope that you achieve your dreams wherever you want to get into. Yes.
Thanks, Shivam. Thanks.
All the best. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.